What's up, guys? You're King tonight. That's about Tommy X Turk and a little bit sleepy, which you could understand and you couldn't. But anyway, so I'm gonna make this video a lot quicker, and this is actually a multiversal theory. Now, this theory can't necessarily happen in the universe of Final Fantasy VII. This can only happen possibly in Dissidia in an alternate universe. The question is, could a possibility of a female Cloud exist? Now, there are two possible ways for a female variant of Cloud Strife to actually exist. And this is not canon at all, so I wouldn't read too much into this theory, but it could be possible that Tifa and Cloud has a daughter, and the daughter ends up looking like Cloud and takes up the mantle of Cloud Strife and takes up all the battles, which would be answering questions of itself. But Tifa and Cloud adopted children and Avant children, but since Avant children is no longer canon, and they're building a new entire canon for the Final Fantasy VII remake, it could be a little bit possible that Cloud and Tifa could have a daughter at the end of the game. Now, that's just only the easiest theory. Let's go deeper into a harder theory. What if Cloud was born a female? And this would be an alternate universe. This would be an alternate universe. This will change things. In this universe, Sephiroth probably won't exist, or at least Sephiroth would be somebody else. Because in order for an alternate universe to actually happen, there's got to be a lot of changes that took place in the original universe. And this would have to go beyond even Dissidia, because Dissidia only gets it from their original universes. They would have to go further down to look at more universes. But every universe would kind of be similar, but some would be different and have different changes than what happened. And this change, I'm pretty sure female Cloud would still go under Zack's or any first class soldiers, train under them. But Sephiroth wouldn't exist, or at least Sephiroth would be a different person. Maybe he won't even be named Sephiroth. Maybe he'd be a Shinra scientist. Who knows? Maybe Vincent had not died and turned into chaos. Thus, maybe Hojo does not exist in this universe. If that's the case, then most likely Hojo would have grown. Sephiroth would most likely grow up to be a scientist with a different name. It looked a lot like his father. Looked like his father in this timeline. So Lucretia and Vincent hook up in this timeline. Because of that, Hojo gets out of the picture even quicker than before. I'm pretty sure in this one, Vincent puts an end to Hojo before Hojo could do any damage to the world. So none of those things happen. Vincent takes action in his own hands, despite that he hates to do that, due to the fact that he was on a mission. So he loses his rank and job at Shinra, but he'd be married to Lucretia. Her and Lucretia would conceive a child, and this child would be a scientist like Professor Grimmer Valentine, and he would look a lot different. It would not have the name Sephiroth, even though Lucretia was inspired by that name. In order for alternate universe to work, things have to be constantly different than the others. So Sephiroth would not exist the way he did before. So, I'm pretty sure either Zack or somebody would take female Cloud under his wing. And female Cloud would still train as soldier, of course. And I don't know if it would change the fact that the single mother raised the female Cloud or a single father, and then the mother joins soldier and gets killed in soldier, so the father is the one raising the female Cloud. And because girls look up to their mother most likely, Female Cloud probably joins Soldier, and pretty much this time he'd probably be an original soldier. He'd actually be an actual first class soldier because there's no spot because spots can be occupied based on the fact that Sephiroth is no longer Sephiroth in this alternate universe. So he would have a spot as a soldier. He'd be the very first female to succeed first class soldier, and this will not be a memory. So this would change events. There would be no Advent Children or Dirge of Cerberus. Not to say everything's dandy and stuff like that. Shinra would send Female Cloud to fight wars. The Wutai War would still go on. You know, eventually something will happen to the planet to make the weapons come out of their slumber. And they're going to have to end up fighting the weapons. You know. Or Genova comes up with a different plan without using Sephiroth at all. Using somebody else to mess up stuff. So there's that. Or maybe herself comes out of there, gets all her pieces, manages to get all her pieces, and becomes a powerful deity that wants to take control over that galaxy and universe, which Female Cloud ain't gonna allow that. Now, Female Cloud would still win because it's the same thing will happen, you know. She would get Mako injections and Genova cells, and just it'd be shorter timeline than the original, so she would get a lot earlier than the original male counterpart of Cloud Strife. She'd get a lot earlier, and you know, she would get a lot earlier than the original, so she'd be training with that, so she'd be kind of ready to fight Genova as a full-fledged being, because the reason why she was weaker is she didn't have all her pieces. Now, in this canon, there would be no Genesis or Angeal. Now, they might be a Zack, and if there's not Zack, maybe Console from Crisis Core becomes the first class soldier that Zack was. And Sephiroth is no longer Sephiroth in this canon, so I don't think she would ever have to fight Sephiroth. You know, this might change some things a little bit. Maybe we might end up seeing a female Barret, a female Vincent, a female Sid, and a male Tifa, and a male Aeris, which would change things so much. Like, things that happened in the original universe would not happen the same way. First of all, Cloud's a female. Second of all, she gets the injections earlier than the original Cloud. Third of all, Sephiroth does not play any part of the timeline of this alternate universe, so Female Cloud wouldn't know who Sephiroth is, just like the male counterpart does. And most likely, if that was going to happen, all the male cast of Final Fantasy VII will end up being females, and all the female cast ends up being males. So now there'd still be a fight against River Shinra. It'd still be, you know, a fight against some of Shinra's top executives. Now Hojo would have been dealt with earlier, so you won't be seeing no Hojo either. So the planet's not really that much in danger. All that needs to be stopped is Shinra and the weapons, and then, you know, there would be a Dirge of Cerberus, but it would be taken, that storyline will be mostly occupied with Feminine Cloud, because, you know, at this point, it would change from Vincent Valentine's storyline to Cloud. This time they don't attack Calm. This time they go around attacking Sector 8. And, you know, so Cloud knows about the Deep Ground Army. At this point, Vincent would probably join the WRO a lot earlier, and, you know, Cloud will meet up with Vincent, and Vincent helps Cloud in the shadows. Pretty much Vincent loses spotlight in this timeline because the female Cloud has a different way of going through stuff. I'm getting quite tired, so may the crystal be with you. I'm going to end this right here. Tell me what you think about this theory. If you like it or not, like and subscribe. Share, do all that stuff. I just can't keep myself up, so may the crystal be with you.